times. You go back. The number 20 MC of all fucking time. From Chief Rocker Busy B on down to Young Jeezy. Now, one or two of them or both of them might be on this list. I don't know. But the number 20 MC, if I look on the list correctly, it says Big Pun. Big Pun is the number 20 MC. Right after that, I'm gonna go through the list and then we're gonna talk about it. Let me go through the list first. Number 19, Big Daddy King. Number 18, Tupac. Number 18. Number 17, True Boy the Dove from De La Soul. Number 16, Number 15.
No.
Number 15.
LL Cool J.
Number 15, LL Cool J. The number 4. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this, JP.
Nah, this gets
Niggas is getting discriminated. Easy. Don't be disrespecting the list. Don't be disrespecting. Number 14.
Over Pop.
Don't be disrespecting the list. We're going to go through the whole list and then we're going to come back to why. We're going to come back to why. Number 14, top MC of all times. The first female on the list, MC Light. Number 13, Cool G Rap. Number 12.
That's that nigga right there, Redman. You know who
Redman. Number 11.
Yo, Snoop. Yo, he had a good, his first album, you know what I'm saying? It might have been the classic.
What do you mean might have been? Impeccable. What do you mean might have been? All right. Number 11.
There's a lot of weed songs on it, I'm saying. We need to get a Snoop album.
All right. Number 11, Snoop Dogg. Number 10.
10 is Black Thought of the Roots.
Black Thought of the Roots. Number 9.
Number 9 is Nasty Nas.
You know, why you gotta say Nasty Nas?
Look, I'll bring it back to it. You know, I'm really ripping shit real.
That nigga wasn't Nasty Nas since fucking
92.
MC Search and all them. Come on, they go over here. All right. Number 8.
Number 8, Grand New.
Could you say his full name, please?
Grand Puba Maxwell, sorry.
All right. Actually, that's how he was known on his first song. All right. With Masters of Ceremony. Back in the 80s when like you were first born, probably. All right. Number 7. Number 7 top MC of all time is who?
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie. All right. Number 6 is
Motherfucker Slick Rick.
Slick Rick. Number 5. Now we're getting to the top 5. The top 5 MC. Now think about all MCs whose name you haven't heard yet. Now there's only 5 more spots. So
if you're thinking about Cannabis or Eminem or...
You can forget it. You can forget it.
Or Jizza.
You can forget it. You can forget it. It's not gonna happen.
You're a piece of shit.
All right, there's only 5 spots left.
How you gonna tell him?
There's a lot of son of a bitch MCs on this fucking planet that have made fucking songs.
How you just gonna tell them that they're not gonna be here?
There's only 5 more motherfuckers. Real. It's not gonna be Cannabis.
You're destroying the anticipation, man. Come on.
One of them is not Cannabis.
You gotta.
One of them is not Jizza.
Come on, man.
And who else did you just say?
Eminem. I'm saying.
And one of them is not fucking Eminem either.
Man. How you gonna do that, man? How you gonna do that?
I'm sorry.
Maybe
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Got their hopes up and just
There's a lot of other motherfuckers that still are living. Hey, listen, Young Jeezy's still out there.
Yeah, you right.
Young Jeezy's still out there.
Yeah, you right.
Nelly's still out there.
Anti-I. Don't forget about T.I.
There's a lot of motherfuckers still out there in the running. Come on, man. We just narrowed it down to like 3 people.
And Little John.
Little John's still out there.
Yep. Yeah, Lil Jon, right? Nah, he be
We're not
rapping.
talk about that right now. I'm just saying, out of the top 5 MCs that's left, he could possibly be there, maybe.
I'm saying.
We don't know. We about to say
y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
All right,
y'all don't know.
Number 5 is who? See, that's recent. Jay-Z, the number 5 MC of all time. Of all time. Number 4. Rakim. Is there any dispute that Rakim should be towards the top of this list?
We not disputing.
Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, let's continue. Number 3. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Over nearly everyone. There's 2 other people left on this list. So, KRS's knowledge.
Nearly every rapper.
He said nearly everyone.
Everyone.
The 2 other people happen to be rappers.
I'm saying.
And those 2 rappers are who? The number 2 rapper of MC, not rapper. The number 2, but back then it was called rapping. And it meant rapping. But the number 2 MC of all time is who?
We have Run.
Who? Run.
Run.
Whose house? What?
Run from Run DMC.
Do you know why do you know why that shit is called Run's House? That show he had? There was a back in the days when Run DMC first came out. Okay. Whose house? Right. But it actually stems from like an argument. I think like it was the whole rumor of it was like it was some argument like that he had with LL type of thing. Like back in Def Jam days and all that stuff. Like Run was the big dude, but LL was kind of an upstart dude. Like he was taking a lot of like Run shine kind of. You know what I'm saying? When LL first came out, because he came out of fucking nowhere with that radio shit and all that shit. So, like, when they was on stage one time somewhere, this is the rumor, how the rumor goes or whatever. They did this thing, and they was like, yo, Run like, was doing his show or whatever, and LL was in backstage or whatever, and Run said, you know, yo, where's Todd at? Where's Todd? Bring Todd out here. This is how the rumor goes. This is what I know is a lot of people.
That's LL's real name, Todd?
Yeah, James Todd Smith. He was like, yo, where's Todd at? Where's Todd at?
He's disrespecting him.
He was like, where's Todd at? Bring him out here. Bring Todd out here. So Run brought LL out on the stage. Young LL, young Run. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, Todd, I want to ask you one thing. I want to let you know one thing or something like that. I want to ask you one thing. Whose house is this? And, you know, Jam Master Jay, he was like, Run's house, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, Run's house, you know, just killing that nigga on stage. You know what I'm saying? Whose house? Run's house. You know what I'm saying? Just shook him. You know what I'm saying? Just shook him. But that was how MCs used to do back then. You know what I'm saying? They used to, you know, that shit was vicious. But that's one of the reasons why Run is one of the top MCs of all time, because he is official before everybody, except one other person, which is who? Melly Mel from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5. And we're gonna start the discussion right there, okay? On Melly Mel. The reason being is like we judge this list off of not only lyrical ability, but mass appeal ability, all right, after the lyrical ability, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Consistency, all right, and the time in which you did your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because for certain niggas that did shit before other niggas, 9 times out of 10, the way hip hop used to be, there was only a few records and stuff in the beginning. So everybody heard those records. Everybody. So everybody was influenced by that shit. So like everybody on this list is influenced by Run. Run and everybody else is influenced by Melly Mel. Okay? Before Melly Mel spit the message, nobody else, you know, knew that they could do a message type rap where you was talking about some good shit and motherfuckers would buy that shit and motherfuckers would be into that shit and motherfuckers would feel it. They just thought you had to do like a party song and shit. You know, just doing that hip hop, yo, you don't stop doing that party shit. You know, but then Melly Mel solidified it with the message, which puts him in an echelon above all other MCs because not that much hip hop even existed back then. And everybody in hip hop was influenced by the message. That song. Like every MC that's on this list was influenced by the message. All of them. Including Run. You know what I'm saying? But getting on to Run, like all the MCs after him, you know, was influenced by him. He had that straight, egotistical, yelling ass style. And a lot of people use that, but Run was really the first one to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was the first one to be like yelling and just to be just his voice, just saying some shit over a real sparse ass beat, just a drum, nothing else, no guitars, no nothing. You know, just on that boom, boom, pap, boom, boom, pap, and just, you know, just rhyming. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever did that shit before that, really. You had to have a lot of shit, like hooks and, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit on it. You know what I'm saying? But they just came up with just straight rhyming without even a hook sometimes.
But I'm saying they weren't. I'm saying just because they were the first people to actually put it out there doesn't mean they were the first people to do it.
They was the first people to do it good, to where everybody else accepted it. That's
But
where
they
that
didn't
mass
do it the
appeal
best. But they
comes
didn't do
in.
it the best.
Because you have to say that they was the best at the time because
Yeah, at that time. but I'm
because
saying-
everybody accepted their shit, not the other nigga that you saying might have been doing it too. You know what I'm saying? So that mass appeal, that's where that mass appeal thing comes in. Like it's one thing that you can do it, but a lot of niggas can't really, like Styles P. He could rhyme and all that, but he can't do a good in the club type song like 50. He can't really do it like he did it with I Get High, but you know what I mean, like he can't do it, he just can't do it at will like 50 can. 50 can pretty much do that shit at will.
So what's better, CD or records? I'm saying records came out way before CDs. You know what I'm saying?
If it wasn't for records, there would be no
CDs.
CDs.
Exactly. So what's
So
better?
you gotta give props to what came before. You gotta give it more respect. You
That's
can't just
true,
say
but
something came after and it's better than the thing that
You
came before.
respect it, but you're saying, all right. I guess you're saying the top MCs of all time. You're not saying the best MCs of all time. So I guess you got a little loophole.
Easy. I
Because
am
I'm
saying the
you
best
can't-
MC.
because
Fuck
you can't-
whatever you
because
talking
can't put a
about.
record-
I am
you
saying
can't-
the best
you can't
MCs of
take-
all
You
time.
can't take one of them records and put them in your car and slide them in a motherfucking a record.
That's
player.
convenience, brother.
But still,
That's convenience. That ain't got nothing to do with
Apple
better.
should have been up there.
Nah,
Easy.
nah.
Easy. Easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. First of all,
And then we got KRS.
all right, KRS should be number one.
Nah.
KRS.
Even KRS would probably tell you that he's not better than Melly Mel and Run.
Damn.
Even KRS would tell you that.
KRS thinks he's not better than LL Cool J.
Easy. He's not gonna say that.
Yeah, he
You know
said-
what?
Easy.
Whether he wants to say he is or not, he's still my top. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
your personal favorite. He might be my personal favorite too, in a certain extent. But like that, you can't deny that Run did bigger shit than him. You know what I'm saying? Like Run did way bigger shit than
look
KRS.
at the
Like
longevity.
he merged hip hop. He
Longevity
created
has a
a
lot to
format
play
where
with it.
everybody is living off of right now.
Who has longer
Run did that
longevity?
for hip hop. Y'all was young. Y'all was like, when was you born?
Actually, Run
81.
didn't do that.
You was
said
born in
Melly
80.
Mel did it. so
No,
I ain't
I'm
gonna
saying,
say
but
Run
like,
did it.
no, like
Run ain't do
Melly
shit.
Mel did it on one sense, but then Run brought hip hop to the world. Melly Mel brought hip hop to the hood and made other MCs and people in the hood realize that we could do a music and it didn't just have to be on some party shit. Run took that to the world and made it accessible to the world. Like a lot of MCs was doing shit, but they shit wasn't shit that the world was feeling. But the world was feeling Run DMC though. Because everybody was feeling Run DMC because the shit they had was the true shit.
Now that was,
you know what I'm saying?
that was because Run was being pushed by his bigger brother, and
Who was a
nobody
genius.
else-
Who was a
and-
genius.
and he had motherfucking bagging behind him and shit. So.
He was a genius. Russell was a genius.
Yeah, he had.
But he
and
pushed
had
Beastie
that-
Boys, but they had talent, B. But you know what? Fuck that. Russell was a genius, but Russell was sniffing coke back then. You know what I'm saying? Russell was doing a lot of crazy shit. It wasn't his genius that was doing it. They all had the desire to do it, and they all had talent, B. They all had talent. For real talent. LL has talent, you know, which is why he's number 15 on the list. You know what I'm saying? But he's after somebody like Nas because of, and even though LL has a consistency on the lyrical ability.
Yeah. Now you talking.
LL has been out longer than Nas.
So
Nas is
bad.
number 9, LL is number 15. LL has been out longer than Nas. He has the consistency. Nas has some consistency there too. He has the mass appeal. LL has mass appeal. But then Nas outdoes LL by a long shot on fucking lyrical ability.
Alright. But
Which is why he's number 9 and LL's number 15.
I'm saying, what about Jay-Z
Snoop.
and Nas?
Jay-Z outdoes Nas in consistency. And even if they're close in lyrical ability, he outdoes him in consistency in that Jay-Z came out for 10 years in a row and had 10 killer albums.
What?
Oh shit.
Just check the
I
records of
disagree.
it. Just check the records of it. I'm saying, like, you would say, you know,
I
debate whether
disagree.
each song was hot. I'm saying that, you know, each song, each album sold mad fucking records. I tell you, that had the mass appeal, and he had hits on every one of those
I
albums.
believe after Ether, Jay-Z was wounded, and the man has not recovered ever since.
Damn.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
The man has
Right.
not recovered ever
That's
since.
an opinion.
Hold on,
That's an
hold on. You gotta
opinion.
be
That's an
serious.
opinion.
You gotta be serious.
That's an opinion.
I'm saying.
Jay-Z ain't been nice since actually the Hard Knock Life album. Because I'm saying after
Volume
that,
two.
because
Ever since
exactly,
Volume two,
because
that was it.
after that, he did the Dynasty and Beans was the nicest by far on the Dynasty. Yo.
I'm telling you.
Word is born. Beans was the nicest
If
by
you look
far.
at
So
it,
All right, but
So in all actuality,
But
Jay
in
been on a
consistency,
decline for a minute. Beans was nicer than
has
Jay.
Jay
Beans
Z
was nicer than everybody.
has
on
Jay
the
Z
Dynasty
had
album.
like 4 top #1 songs in the charts in the last like 10 years?
Who cares?
And the
That's
reason
no,
why
I'm just
I
asking you a
disagree-
question. I'm
and
just
the
asking you a
reason why I
question.
disagree
I'm just asking you a question.
But yeah,
Jay-Z and the Nas position.
Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no?
Because Nas didn't have no features on his first album. And for the men,
No, I think he had Lauryn Hill.
nah, his first album he didn't have any
Yeah, no
features. That was
features.
his second album. He had
yeah, no features on his first
So
album.
you're saying that makes him better than Jay Z?
No, it doesn't make him better for him just to go out and give him all.
Just
his
him.
all. Just him as one.
But Nas didn't stay there with the consistency. He didn't come out with an album every year. He didn't. Nas probably has like
but he
2
was
albums.
very
No,
anticipated.
he did. You know what happened?
He was out
You know
just
what
as
happened?
long as Jay Z, but he
You
didn't
know
come
what
out with his
happened?
album.
Do you know what happened?
He was doing side albums.
No, it wasn't that. He was doing albums, but people kept leaking his album, so he started scrapping them. He was like, yo, I don't want this coming out. That's what it was.
All right, if consistency has so much to do with this rating poll, then how come Biggie is ahead of Tupac? There's no way
Okay,
Biggie
because
could
the
get
only
rid
thing-
of
No way,
other
no
to the
way,
consistency.
no way,
Let me
And
just say
Tupac
something.
died before Biggie.
No way.
Don't you think?
Let me,
if-
all right.
And
We'll get into it.
far-
We're getting
when
to it.
Tupac
Far the
died, he
content of the
would've-
music,
We're getting
Now,
to it.
the
We're getting to
lyrics,
it. We're getting to it, brother.
nah,
We're getting to
nah.
it, and that's a very great question, Shayu. You're a very brilliant man for bringing it up. It's a very great question. What Shayu is bringing. Why is Biggie number 7? Then he's 2 spots ahead of Nas. Why? Let me tell you
He's
why.
ahead of Pop.
And he's ahead of Pop. But let me tell you why. It's mostly because of lyrical skill. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Back when you were still younger, all right. Back when you were still younger, maybe didn't realize it as much. You know, there used to be a debate when Biggie was still alive. There used to be a debate, and Jay-Z said on his album, not because he made it up, because that was the debate. The debate was who's the best MC, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas.
No Pac.
There was no Pac involved in that debate at all.
Wasn't no Pac.
Nowhere near the debate. He was in the other room over there somewhere.
Because
The debate was over
that's
here.
East
That's
Coast
some
shit.
That was some New York
That was
Not
shit.
East
That's some
Coast.
New
That was
York
just
shit.
lyrical skill. That's just
New
lyrical
York
skill,
shit. That was
dog.
some New York shit,
That's
though.
just lyrical skill. He just didn't even
Yeah.
enter the debate because out of lyrical skill.
Because in that case, Big L should have been in there. Because
No,
Big
he
L,
wasn't-
Big L, yo, you got.
How you gonna sit here on this egotistical rant and say that everybody in hip hop doesn't know what they're talking about, but you do?
Yeah, Big
You know
L
what I'm
was
saying?
not-
That
it
was the
was just
debate,
Jay-Z.
dog. You was a young kid, maybe.
Big L made
You know what I'm saying?
motherfucking Jay-Z look like a child on some shit they did on a Philadelphia radio station. He
What?
made Big he made Jay-Z look like a child.
Why is Big
Jay-Z
L
took
not
a
up
couple
there?
L's during his career.
All right, hold on.
Just
Let
saying,
me just
all
finish
they
the
got
point.
scrapped.
Let me just finish the point. Now, in the talking about lyrical skills, we're talking about the fact that, all right, it was only for the fact that Biggie died that he wasn't shown to be better than Jay-Z and Nas. Because actually he was better than them because he was the king of New York when they was all alive doing albums. All right, when Biggie was alive and they was all doing albums, Biggie was on top.
Actually, no, Nas
All right,
was.
Biggie was on
Actually,
top.
Nas was. Actually,
No, he
Nas
wasn't.
had the rest
Biggie was
of
on
the
top.
nation.
Biggie was on
Tupac
top.
had the rest of the
Biggie
nation.
brought the
Yeah,
title
actually,
back to
actually,
fucking.
actually, yeah.
Biggie brought the title back to the East Coast.
Actually, Shaw,
Biggie
you
did
just
that.
said something else
Biggie
very
did that.
legitimate. Can you repeat that again, Shaw?
But while Biggie was holding it down for us, yo, God bless the dead again. You know what I'm saying? But Tupac had the rest of the nation. Yo, he even had his hand over here.
We're gonna get into
Strong.
Tupac. Tupac's love is mostly because of his personality, not
Yeah.
because of his lyrical skill or lyrical ability or anything that he did in hip hop. It was because he was in movies.
crazy.
That's why
Crazy.
Tupac is loved as
Because
much
when
as
I
he's
listen
loved.
to his CD,
It's really
I'm
not because of his
thinking
hip hop
about
and shit at all.
his
When we go to the
personality.
hip hop
I'm not
person,
looking at the cover. I'm just
no,
looking at his picture.
I'm saying that's why you love him. You love him because of his character, not because of his ability to flip a rhyme. Because his ability to flip a rhyme, he wasn't even in the
character.
game.
You don't see
Yo,
his
you're
character
gonna
in the
tell
room.
me why I like Tupac because I didn't even
I'm
like
just saying,
Tupac
I'm
like
just-
that when he was
but I'm
really
saying, like-
when
Look,
he
can you
was
listen to
alive.
what he's saying? This is what
I
he's telling you.
didn't
Go ahead,
really
be
like
fair.
Tupac too much. I liked his earlier shit, but when he started beefing with Biggie and shit, like a lot of motherfuckers,
Truthfully, most people in the East
let
Coast
him
didn't
finish
like that.
finish telling
and
you,
I
man.
picked sides with Biggie, right? After Tupac died, still a couple years after he died, I still wasn't feeling because I wasn't really looking for him like that. I wasn't really listening to him like that. Once I got like a CD and shit, or I'm saying once I started hearing more shit, I'm saying, yo, I started realizing that Pac was on some much deeper shit, had a lot more stories, a lot more, so much more subject matter. And
Than you thought he had originally.
so then shit to really to most rappers.
Most rappers,
All right,
most
easy.
rappers,
Right.
most rappers,
Right,
most
can we get to
rappers,
something? Can we
most
get to something?
rappers,
Let's
bro.
get to something.
The
Let's talk about
majority, the
stories.
mass
Let's talk about.
majority.
Let's
Not
talk about.
even Biggie.
All right, let's talk about stories. Let's also talk about somebody else on this list before Pac. Number 6, Slick Rick, the best storyteller by far. Now,
No, I
Slick
think
Rick
actually
came
Coogee
out
Rap,
before.
I think actually Coogee Rap is a better
Now
storyteller.
you can
And he
say that
was
on one
rapping.
level, but see, Slick Rick has more mass appeal than Coogee Rap, and that's where they differ.
And I think Raekwon is a better storyteller.
Lyrically, but see, Raekwon is influenced by Slick Rick and Coogee Rap, so you can't put him in that category.
But he's still better.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you can't put Tupac in the category of the best storyteller, because actually Slick Rick is better than him because he existed before Tupac. Yeah. Tupac is influenced by Slick Rick. All right, he knew of how to make a good story from listening to Lottie Die, listening to all of Slick Rick's music. Okay, that's how he knew how to be a storyteller. All right, now before Slick Rick, there wasn't a lot of great storytellers, B. So he kind of pioneered that style. So you got to give him props for that. And that's why he's on this list as that. You know what I'm saying? Because he pioneered. Coogee Rap's on the list too at number 13. And he's behind Redman. Because Coogee Rap was not that consistent. Coogee Rap actually doesn't have that many albums. He's still alive right now. He still don't have that many albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
He still be putting shit out. I got a lot of.
But you can't say that he got as many hits as Redman. Redman got like 15 hits.
But I'm saying
Redman got like 15 songs that everybody knows.
Coogee Rap may be better than Redman.
Huh?
Lyrically, Coogee Rap may be better than Redman.
Redman is too all over the place. The Redman style has Coogee Rap in it. So lyrically, they like if Coogee Rap is sort of better than him lyrically because he came before him, but at the same time, Redman actually took it to a different level too. But his style is like nobody.
Coogee
You know what
Rap
I'm saying?
has gotten Coogee Rap still be.
He has one set style though. He has kind of like.
No.
Damn. All right. You know what? Maybe on that note we should take a break. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, hold up. That's big rounds. Hold on.